Everyone, today we're looking at false prophets. False prophets also arose among the people, just as there will be false teachers among you, who will secretly bring in destructive opinions. They'll even deny the master who bought them, bringing swift destruction on themselves. Even so, many will follow their debaucheries, and because of these teachers, the way of the truth will be maligned. And in their greed, they will exploit you with deceptive words. Their condemnation pronounced against them long ago has not been idle, and their destruction is not asleep. They have eyes full of adultery, insatiable for sin. They entice unsteady souls. Their hearts are trained for greed. Accursed children, for they speak bombastic nonsense, and with this base desires of the flesh, they entice people who've just escaped from those who live in error. They promise them freedom, but they themselves are slaves of corruption. For people are slaves to whatever masters them. So you see this in a lot of the New Testament, this issue of false teaching. And here we have a whole chapter, we're only seeing some highlights from it, that complains against them. Right? The whole chapter goes a little bit overboard, I might even say. And so, but we still want to take this seriously, right? What does it mean to be a false teacher or a false prophet? Is it just that somebody's teaching something that you think is wrong, that you disagree with, or is there more to it? I think there's a healthy way that we can disagree with one another and not have to immediately label someone a false teacher. So what I see more often in what the New Testament complains about is it's not just what's being taught, it's the motive behind it, right? It's why they're teaching, it's what they're trying to get out of their teaching. One of the things that we heard twice just in this passage is their greed, right? And it's not hard to find preachers, televangelists, megachurch pastors today who really do seem like their ultimate motivation is to get money, right? If that's constantly something that they're asking for over and over, they're promising that you'll get all these things if you give me more, that's probably just somebody taking advantage. And they may even preach a message that sounds pretty nice, it's not too far off base in a lot of ways, but look at their life. Look at the mansions or private jets that they own. That'll actually tell you whether this is someone who's a true teacher or not. There's also often a lust for power, right? That there's this hierarchy that they're going to be at the top of, and everybody has to listen to them and do things the way that they want, right? Very domineering, very much not the way of Jesus. So again, you look at the fruit, right? Look at what kind of people are formed by their teaching. Look at what happens in their life. I mean, think about how many scandals are hitting the church still today. Problems with, sexual abuse and assault that come from these kind of false teachers who are in it for what they can gain, not for their people. Peter mentions that they promise freedom, but what they actually give is slavery. One of the ways that they'll do this sometimes is pretty clear, right? You can't leave here. We are the only church. You can't listen to anyone else. Right? That's not freedom. That is trying to enslave people. True freedom teaches people not just what to think, but also how to think, and is open to question, is open to other points of view. Hopefully that's what my teaching does. I've had some labels thrown against me sometimes. So look at the fruit. What comes from what you hear? What comes from the people that are teaching about Christ? Do they live a Christ-like life? That'll tell you what kind of teacher they really are.